we all set? Okay. Good evening and welcome to the February 24th Zoning Board of Appeals hearing. At this time, I would like to introduce people in the audience to the board. To my far right is Jeff Sauer. To my right is our clerk, Ken Scholes. To my left is Ken Jarvinen. My name is Corrine Doherty. I am the chair this evening. And from the planning department, we have the planning director, Mr. Brian Zacchelli. When the clerk calls your case, please proceed to the podium. Any person, please first identify yourself. For the applicant, please give us a concise statement of your case. Then we'll come back to the board for questions. We'll go out to the audience and onto Zoom to see if there are any questions. Then the board will deliberate, and then we will render our decision. Anybody with electronic devices, if you could please silence those, we would appreciate it. Board members, before we begin this evening, we were in receipt of meeting minutes from January 27th, 2025. Any comments or edits?
No.
Do I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
A second?
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So, Mr. Clerk, could you please read the first case?
Our first case is 15 Oak Street. It's zoned R1. Request for a finding under Section 3, Paragraph 12 of the Danvers Zoning Bylaw to expand the existing single-family home into a duplex on a pre-existing non-conforming lot due to size. The request is made by Craig Hartwell, docket 24-5091. Madam Chair, we are in receipt of a letter from Craig Hartwell dated Tuesday, February 4th. Good morning. Unfortunately, we would like to withdraw our request for a finding for 15 Oak Street.
Looks like he fixed that.
No feedback.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we withdraw this case without prejudice.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes. On to the next case.
Our next case is 48 North Putnam Street, zoned R1. Request for a finding under Table 1 of the Danvers Zoning Bylaw to expand an existing non-conforming use as a personal training facility into the remainder of the building, where currently only half of the building is allowed to operate as a gym. The request is made by Ralph Giangregorio, docket 24-5083.
Good evening. Michael Giuliano with Eaglebrook Engineering. I have been retained by Mr. Giangregorio to prepare a plan, which the board does have, of a parking layout. So over the past month, we went out there, located the buildings and their walls out there to place them on a map and laid out parking spaces that would fit the existing location of the walls and buildings. Also on that plan is a table that shows parking schedule, both what's required by zoning and what we have proposed on this plan. All right. We have 3 structures on the building: the existing what I call fitness facility, which is just under 3,000 square feet. Then an existing residential building, which has 3 units. And then there's an existing garage, which is actually storage for an HVAC contractor. So there's no office in there, but it's basically duct vents, materials that they would use for HVAC. And that's the what I call the existing garage. So based on those square footages and uses, I came up with a schedule which shows what's required by zoning, which is a total of 13 spaces. And then on our plan, we have a total of 16 spaces with dimensions on the plan to show that we at least exceed the requirements of parking for zoning.
Okay, thank you. Jeff, any questions?
I have no questions, Madam Chairman.
Ken?
I reviewed the plan. I have no questions.
Ken?
No questions.
I also do not have any questions. Brian, we don't have anyone online with any questions, do we? Okay. Jeff?
I will vote for this.
Ken?
I will vote for this.
Ken?
I'll vote for this too.
And I will vote for this also. I just want to confirm that once we rule tonight, that the applicant is going to stripe the parking spaces so that especially the people using the gym know exactly where the parking spaces are. So would he take that as a condition?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as the weather gets better.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
Madam Chair, I move that we issue a finding under Table 1 of the Danvers Zoning Bylaw to expand an existing nonconforming use as a personal training facility into the remainder of the building where currently only half of the building is allowed to operate as a gym, and that the proposed extension alteration is not substantially more detrimental than the existing structure to the neighborhood.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So it passes.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for getting that new plan together.
Yes, thank you.
Ready?
Yes.
Our last case is 4 Dartmouth Street. This is zoned R3. Request for a variance to construct a garage addition that will be located closer to the front property line than permitted as a right. The request is made by Alexandria and Stephen D. Giuseppe, docket 25-5093.
My name's Alexandria Di Giuseppe, Allie. So we are just looking to add a garage, which part of it would also be a handicap accessible bathroom. My husband was diagnosed with ALS, and we just simply need a way to be able to get him in and out of the house safely, regardless of weather. That's why the garage can't be shortened at all to make up for that couple feet, because we need to be able to move around the car. And the garage and the bathroom in part of that garage would just be a handicapped accessible space.
Okay. Ken, any questions?
So what is the, when you build a garage, what is the setback going to be from the front to the street?
I believe it's 2 feet 11 inch. I mean, 2 feet 11 inches. I believe it's just under 3 feet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
1.5 on the other side.
Oh, to the street looks much further away from the street.
Hold on. So it's supposed to be 30 feet. The front setback is 30 feet.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
going in, and so they're going to be 27 feet,
Right.
1 inch
Right.
from the
Oh,
setback.
okay, yes.
Yeah, so I was
Sorry,
confused.
yeah.
It's the,
Yeah.
it's the inverse,
the-
but
yeah,
it's the
okay.
same thing.
Yeah.
They're encroaching 2 feet.
They're encroaching
Yeah, we're
about
going-
a 211, but
Yeah.
but what they're asking for is a front setback of 27,
Yes,
27.1 instead of 30.
Yep.
yes.
Okay, I have no other questions. Thank you.
Ken?
I don't have any questions, thank you.
I have no questions.
I also do not have any questions. Do we have anyone with any comments online?
Nobody's online.
Okay, okay. Ken?
I'll vote for this.
Ken?
Yeah, I have no problem with this, it's very minimal.
Yeah, the encroachment is very minimal. I will vote for this.
And I will vote for this as well. Could I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that we grant a variance to construct a garage addition that will be located closer to the front property line than permitted as of right. The variance is 27.1 from the front property line where 30 feet is required, and that adjacent properties would not be adversely impacted. The reduced dimensions would not be detrimental to the public good and would not substantially deviate from the intent or purpose of the bylaw.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No.
Good luck.
It
Good luck.
passes. Good luck.
We have any other business?
I don't think so. I
don't think we do.
No, not at the moment.
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, Danvers.
Good night, Danvers.
Is that a record?
That could be a record.